Everyone, as you all know that Accenture has released the interview mails for the candidates. Most of the candidates are having their slot on 18th, 19th, 20th and so on. So this video is gonna be so much helpful for you if you are having your interview in the recent days. So guys, in this video, we will discuss all the interview questions which were previously asked with the phase 1 batches. I have accumulated all the questions from different students in just one video, and to be honest, this video will gonna be so much helpful because in this I just haven't put the questions but also I have wrote the proper answers so that it will be easy for you to learn those answers, to speak that answers. You don't need to prepare from any other resources. Okay, because in this I have put all the answers and everything. So without wasting time, we will move forward. But before that, I would request you all to just like this video so that it can reach to huge people, and subscribe my channel if you are new to this channel, and also do share with your friends if they are having their interview. Okay, so the very first question that was asked to every candidate was, tell me about yourself. This was the question which actually decides your whole interview. If you are not confident enough in this question, that trust me guys, your interview won't be your interviewer won't get too impressed. Okay, so this is the very first question. It is asked to every student. Okay, that's why I have accumulated all the interview experience and put in this video so that you won't need to watch the other videos or anything else. Okay, so how you have to tell about yourself. As I know, most of you are graduated or in the 2025 graduates. Okay, so like this you have to answer. I have written this in very short manner. You have to speak it in long format. Okay, so you have to mention it like, hello sir, hello sir, good morning. I am what your name is. Then I am a graduate, and then you have to mention your degree, CS, BTech, whatever. I'm a graduate with the strong interest in technology, problem solving. Then these things you have to mention. You have to mention your CGPA if it's good. If it's not good, then don't mention them. Then moving further, you have to put these lines. During my academics, I worked on multiple projects that helped me understand real world application of concept like programming, databases, and teamwork. This is the most important line. You should learn this line, to be honest, because if you speak these kind of words, interviewer gets impressed. Okay, then I enjoy learning new technologies and adapt quickly, and I'm looking forward to start my career with Accenture, where I can grow both technically and professionally. So, like in this way, you have to give your introduction, okay? And in that, you can add on the things which are, personal to you, like your certifications or some project name. These are the things. But overall, you have to mention these kind of things. I enjoy learning new technologies, quickly adopting, and looking forward to work with Accenture, to start my career with Accenture, where I can grow both technically and professionally. So this is how you have to answer this question. Tell me about yourself. I hope this question is clear to everyone. And if it's clear, do hit the like button and subscribe the channel. Moving further, the next question which is asked to the candidate is, explain your project in detail. This is the very favorite question after your introduction. Okay, just your introduction ends, the second question always comes with this, explain your project in details. So you have to answer it like that. My project was based on, then you have to mention your project title. I have just written as project title. You have to mention your project title, like it will be on IoT, AI, ML, machine learning, or anything. Okay. Then where the main objective, then you have to explain your objective of your project. Okay, then you have to explain the objective, your problem statement. What is the problem statement? What exactly the problem is? What was the project's aim? Then you have to tell about, we use this technology. Then you have to mention all the technologies that you have used in your project to implement the solution. So like that you have to proceed. Then you have to tell about your role. My role involves, then you have to tell your responsibility. I leaded the team, or I work as a co-worker, like this. Such as designing, I designed the logic, did the coding, or I did the testing part, or I did the documentation part. Totally depends on you, whatever you have done. Then you have to mention this thing. Then at the end, you have to mention, the project helped me understand practical implementation, teamwork, and time management. Why this line is so important, no one will tell you, but corporate DD is telling you. That's why I'm saying, if you will follow me now, you will definitely land a job. But if you won't, listen to me, won't follow the path that I am guiding you, then it is difficult. Then why I am saying you have to mention this line, because it helps the interviewer to get to know about your soft skills. You have learned, you have read about soft skills, right? So in that case you have to mention these kind of things. The project helped me understand practical implementation, teamwork, time management. These kind of words actually keep you apart from the भीड़. Okay, जो भेड़ चाल चल रहे हैं ना दुनिया, उससे आपको अलग दिखाता है कि हाँ भाई ये बंदा टाइम मैनेजमेंट की बात कर रहा है, टीम वर्क की बात कर रहा है. So these kind of words really, really put a great impact while you interview. That's why do add these kind of words. Okay. Moving to the next question. Again, what challenges did you face in your project? I know most of the students get confused कि क्या challenge बताऊँ यार, challenge तो आया ही नहीं था, मैंने काम ही नहीं किया तो challenge कैसे आएगा. तो ठीक है. Here you have to mention it like in this way. One major challenge was, then you have to specify any challenge of your own choice. Then initially we faced the issue with this problem. Also, don't just tell about the challenge. Also, explain him what was the root cause, what we did. Okay, just not one liner answer. Then you have to tell him, initially we faced the issue with the problem, but after analyzing the root cause, we discussed possible solution as a team. I contributed by, you have to tell your action. I contributed by testing the what, the website or your platform or anything, or I have documented the things like this, you can mention. Okay, and we successfully resolved the issue. This taught me, again you have to mention this like, this taught me problem solving and collaboration. Again the interviewer will get impressed that your soft skills will be shown from these kind of sentences actually. Okay, so like this you have to proceed with your challenge. What challenge do you face in your project वाले आंसर के लिए. ठीक है. Moving further, before we move further, do like this video. I know most of the people don't even like the video. How did you overcome the challenge? Again, this is the best question which is asked to every candidate. Okay, so for that also I have made the proper sample answer. Like this you have to answer. If you are someone who don't want to put your efforts, then learn this answer, it will help you. Okay, we divided the task into smaller parts. The very first point you have to mention, like, yeah, we divided the task into smaller parts, then researched possible solutions and implemented them by them step by step. Again, here comes the very important thing. It will show you have researched the possible solution, like you put your efforts, then you have implemented also, and you have implemented step by step, because in the companies in real world the things takes place step by step. All the work in IT culture happens in step by step. Okay, then I did regular communication within the team, helped us to resolve issue faster. I also referred to the document and online resources to strengthen my understanding. This is it. Just learn this answer if you don't want to put your efforts to get the answer. But this answer is a life savior for those who don't want to put efforts to learn other answer. Okay? So like this way, you can answer to the interviewer for this question. Now, what was your project, individual or group based? This question can also be asked by interviewer, because this was asked by interviewer in the last slots. So from there I have got it. In that you have to answer it. It was a group project. Never try to say like it is an individual project. What it shows that you are not a group person, you are not a team worker. That's why try to say like it was a group project. Then we distributed responsibilities based on each members' strength and ensured regular coordination to them to meet deadlines effectively. Again, again, look, deadline word aa gaya. Why these kind of answers are very important? Because it shows the value. It shows like you have that skill to work in IT. You have the coordination skill. You have the mindset to meet the deadlines. You have these kind of soft skills inside you, which really, really, really impresses the interviewers. Okay, now next, if you are an individual, possibly there might be some students who have worked individually, who have made the project individually. Then for them, it was an individual project. But if converted into a group project, why I'm saying this answer to you guys? Because there is a possibility that someone have done project individually. Now interviewer get a sign, oh, I think this guy is not a teamwork. But now here is the savior. You have to say it was an individual project, but if converted into a group project, I would divide tasks line like designing, development, testing among the team members. So, like in this way, you have to save yourself from not looking like you are not a team member. I hope you are getting my point, and these kind of things are never ever covered in any YouTube video. The things that I am telling you, they will come and answer you. They will give you the answer like this is the sample answer, learn it, but no one tell you the exact thing that how you have to save yourself from the questions of the interviewer. This is the thing. Like if you feel like you're trapped, then this is the savior for you. Like you have to mention these kind of things. I would divide task like design फलान ढिमकाना. वो तो मुझे मौका नहीं मिला यार, वरना मैं तो ग्रुप मेंबर हूँ, मतलब मैं तो ग्रुप में काम कर सकता हूँ बहुत अच्छे से. बस ऐसे अपने को बचा लेना है, समझ गए? Now, so sorry, दिल्ली में इतना पोल्यूशन है ना, क्या बताऊँ. Okay. How would you manage a group project? So this is again a question. This is question which want the interviewer wants to get your skills, like your management skills. They want to see how you can manage the things. Okay. So here is the sample answer. You should learn it because this is a proper answer which can be answered by anyone. It's a universal answer, to be honest. I would clearly define roles, set timelines, ensure regular updates, and encourage open communication. अब बताओ, यदि तुम में से किसी फ्रेशर ने इतना लाइन बोल दिया ना, मैं लिख के दे रही हूँ भाई, इंटरव्यू फ्लैट हो जाता है ऐसे ऐसे आंसर्स पे. लिटरली दे गेट, मतलब उनको ऐसा लगता है भाई ये बंदा कितना सही है यार, फ्रेशर लेवल पे इतने अच्छे टर्मिनोलॉजीज, इसके अंदर इतने अच्छे स्किल्स हैं. ठीक है. सो लाइक दैट यू हैव टू आंसर. अब देखो, यदि ये वीडियो जो नहीं देख रहा है वो इसका आंसर कैसे करेगा? हाउ वुड यू मैनेज अ ग्रुप प्रोजेक्ट? द जो कैंडिडेट है दे विल से, सर आई मैनेज द ग्रुप प्रोजेक्ट, आई कोलैबोरेटेड विद माय टीम, सर आई वेंट विद माय फ्रेंड, वी बाय दैट थिंग, वी डिड दैट थिंग. नो, दैट्स व्हाई आई एम हियर, आई एम टेलिंग यू. You have to answer it in a very professional way, like we define the roles, we set timelines, ensure regular updates, and encourage open communication. Okay. And apart from that, even if doing all these things, if any conflict arises, मतलब उसके बाद भी हमारी कोई लड़ाई हो रही है ग्रुप में, then I would address it calmly and focus on solution rather than blame. What it shows, you are a responsible person. So that's why I'm saying you mug up this answer. It will help you out. Okay. Moving further, which subject did you like the most and the least? It totally depends on person to person. So this is not a universal answer. It totally depends on person to person. But before we move further, लाइक कर देना, ठीक है? इतने इतने अच्छे से ना कोई आंसर्स नहीं बताएगा कि सेव कैसे करना है खुद को, कैसे अपने कीवर्ड्स डालने हैं, कैसे आपको लगता है कि आपका सिलेक्शन होगा. कई बार लोग बोलते हैं ना कि यार दीदी इतना अच्छा इंटरव्यू दिया था, रखा नहीं मुझे, मैंने तो सारे आंसर दिए थे. आंसर देना और आंसर में क्या दिया है, दोनों में फर्क होता है. ठीक है. तो ऐसा नहीं होगा कि आपने सोचा मेरे से 10 क्वेश्चन पूछे थे, मैंने 10 on 10 आंसर किए, आई विल गेट सिलेक्टेड. नो. यदि आपने 5 भी बताया ना और इस स्ट्रैटेजी से बताया ना कि प्रॉपर हमने कीवर्ड्स यूज करे हैं, काफी प्रोफेशनल लैंग्वेज के साथ दिया है, तब सिलेक्शन के चांसेस ज्यादा होते हैं, इवन आपने 10 में से 5 बताए हों. ठीक है. विच सब्जेक्ट डिड यू लाइक द मोस्ट एंड लीस्ट? इसका आंसर आप ऐसे बोल सकते हो, माई फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट इज फलाना ढिमकाना बिकॉज इट हेल्प मी अंडरस्टैंड. देन यू हैव टू पुट द रीजन. अब आता है लाइफ सेवियर. ठीक है. क्या? बिकॉज इंटरव्यू चाहता है कि तू अपना दिखा भाई, कि तू, तुझे यदि मैं कोई टास्क दे रहा हूँ, मान ले मैंने तुझे 2 टास्क दिए, एक तुझे अच्छा लग रहा है, एक तुझे बुरा लग रहा है, तो उसमें ये नहीं होना चाहिए यू आर इग्नोरिंग द बुरा वन. ओके. दैट्स व्हाई दे आस्क दीस काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन. बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल. पता है मुझे भी जब मैं फ्रेशर थी, मुझे लगता था भाई इसको क्या मतलब है, मुझे ईडी पसंद हो, मुझे नहीं पसंद हो, मुझे डीएसए पसंद हो, नहीं पसंद हो, इसको क्या लेना देना. Then when I came into IT, I get to know that they don't ask these questions just for entertaining, but for getting the knowledge, to get your views on that. So here's the life savior. Then when you answer that thing, the subject I found challenging या जो मुझे पसंद नहीं था was this subject, and उसके बाद आपको ये line add करना है. But I worked on improving it by practicing regularly and revising the fundamentals. So if you give this line to your interviewer, he will definitely come to know, okay, you are a guy who don't like that subject, but still you worked on improving the subject by practicing it regularly and revising the fundamentals. So yes, this candidate is a good fit. Why? Because if I give him 2 tasks, So he will try to improve, try to practice on these tasks. He will revise that fundamentals and try to, do that task. But if you just say, sir, my favorite subject is maths, but my least favorite subject is, ED. So again, it's like a flop answer. And you will come and ask me, Didi, I have given 10 on 10 answers, but I am not selected. So this is where your selection actually depends on. Okay. Do like the video if you are getting anything knowledgeable. Okay. आती तो मैं भी तुम्हें question बता के चले जाती, but I have prepared these answers very well for you guys. And yes, if you want this PDF, do let me know in the comments. I will share it in Telegram as well. How did you manage stress and deadline? This is again a trap. Okay. Why this interview asks you about manage stress and these kind of questions? Because in IT, the stress actually happens. There is a lot of stress in many companies, in many projects. So you have to answer it very properly. Okay. Like in this way, I prioritize tasks, break work into manageable parts, and set realistic deadlines. Okay. I won't set these kind of deadline. Okay. I will do 10 programming questions in just 1 hour. No, realistic deadlines. When under pressure, stress, what I do? I stay calm, focus on situation, and seek guidance if required. This helps me maintain productivity without panic. So, like this, you have to answer these kind of question. I do manage stress. कोई ये नहीं बोलेगा कि मैं योगा करने चले जाता हूँ, मैं मेडिटेशन करने जाता हूँ. भाई उसको नहीं मतलब है तुम्हारी योगा मेडिटेशन से. ठीक है? They want a realistic answer. In that you have to answer in like this way, that I do prioritize my tasks, break into small chunks, then I set my realistic deadlines, and if I I feel more pressure, I try to stay calm. I focus more on my solution rather than on the problem. And other than that, I am a team worker. I seek guidance from my seniors who have the experience more than me. So these kind of attitude the company actually wants. Now, they can ask you explain the pillars of OOPS. So you have to answer all these things: encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction. Okay, I won't explain you these things because I know you guys are very well known of OOPS concept. Then, did you do any certification? If you have done, then good. Then nahi kiya hai, to Didi is telling you the answer what you have to say. Okay. Yes, I have completed the Falana Dimkana certification, which helped me gain practical knowledge in this skill and strengthened my understanding of industry relevant concept. So this is for those who have actually done their certification. Now, for those who don't have their certification, now this is a savior. I am currently focusing on strengthening my fundamentals and practical skills, and I plan to pursue certification soon. So like this way you can convince your interviewer that I don't have certification. Why? Because I am focusing more on fundamental and practical skill knowledge gaining. But I have a plan to get a certification soon. I hope this is clear to you guys. Now, how would you react to a negative feedback? अब मैं ज़्यादा explain नहीं करूँगी because these are very easy questions. I take negative feedback positively. I listen carefully, understand the gaps, and work on improving myself. Feedback actually helps me grow professionally and perform better in future tasks. So, like this, you have to answer very positively. Okay. Never say I get depressed, I get sad when anyone gives me negative feedback. No. Like this way, you have to answer them a positive answer. Now, what feedback did you receive for your final year project? This was also a question asked in the previous years. So you have to answer the feedback was mostly positive. Obviously, you have to praise yourself. Then you have to tell about strengths, areas, and what exactly the things that helped me understand to refine my further work. Okay. Then you mentioned AI in your resume. Explain it. Those candidates who have mentioned AI in resume, do prepare these kind of questions because nowadays AI is a hot topic. So they can ask you anything on AI. So then you have to explain it like AI is artificial intelligence, focus on creating system that can stimulate human intelligence. So then you have to mention if you have used in project or in learning, what actually they help. So everything you have to answer. Okay. How did you handle working in a team? So this is again a good question which is asked. So I believe teamwork is about communication and mutual respect. I actively listen, share ideas, and support teammates to ensure project success. So, in this way, you have to answer this question properly. Now, do you have any question for us? भाई ये question तो इतना confusing होता है ना, तुम लोग लगता है क्या पूछें? So, these kind of questions are the best questions which you can ask. Never ask, could you please tell me what will be the next one? Most of the students ask this question because they think it helps us to understand whether our interview went good or not. No, these are the very silly questions. Why? Because interviewer will think, भाई तेरे को पता ही नहीं इसके आगे के राउंड क्या है, मतलब तू बिल्कुल ही मतलब वेला है, मतलब तूने एसेंचर के बारे में कुछ पढ़ के नहीं आया है. It will give a negative impact. Okay, rather than ask these kind of question, actually, what will Accenture expects from me in the next in the first 6 months? Sorry. इससे क्या होगा? यदि feedback is positive, he will tell you everything. Like, yes, Ramesh, you can expect these things from the Accenture in your first 6 months. If feedback is bit negative, he will say, yes, once you join, you will get to know everything. Yeah, HR will let you know. Then this is the negative kind of thing. So that's why ask this question rather than asking what will be the next round. Okay, I hope you are getting my point very clearly. Then, what is the training structure for freshers? If you ask this question, if he explains you well, then you are definitely selected. But if he explains like, yeah, Ramesh, like HR will let you know, yeah, that's it from my side, HR will let you know, then it's a negative sign. But these two questions, what exactly do? These two questions helps you out to get the insight whether you will get selected or rejected. Okay, so I hope these 15-20 questions are very helpful for you guys, because these are asked in the previous year also, in the previous batches as well. So if you find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe the channel and like this video. And for more such questions, do follow me, because I'm gonna make one more video on IBM interview round, that spoken English one. And other than that, if you want this PDF, do let me know in the comments so that I will ping this PDF directly to in the description box. I hope you loved this video, and yeah, that's it. Thank you so much and all the best for your interview. Bye.